What up, ASB fam?
Back at it again with another
banger, man.
Yes,
highly recommended, man. Shout out to all my British people out there. You heard?
All y'all, man.
Man,
showing love.
Man, y'all come closer, man. We got, come on, bro. The Deadly War in Camden, man. Highly recommended for y'all folks, man. Y'all asked for it. It is here, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe and all that. Without further ado,
now let's get straight to it. You can't. Let's what y'all talking about again.
Two men have been stabbed to death in two separate attacks in Kentish Town in North London last night. The body of the first victim, believed to be in his late teens, was found a couple of hours before police discovered the second victim, who's thought to be in his 20s.
Camden, the heart of fashion and culture in London.
Niggas young as hell.
This place sound like Compton or something.
Nah, for real, for real.
Man. With some of the most expensive house prices and biggest tourist attractions in England. And from the outside in, looks like the perfect place to live. But that's what the government want to show you. Once we go deeper into the lower income estates of the borough, we start to see a different story. A story of the country's most deprived estates in London being separated from roads of millionaires literally by one street. And how these estates have created a deadly gang war, which has taken over the borough in recent years. But before I get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. Let's get into the video.
Y'all do that?
It's always in the lower income areas, bro.
Facts, bro, cause they ain't got nothing else, man. But
bro. Hey, y'all stay safe out there.
Dead ass.
Let's get to it. Shout out to Kid Nerd,
man.
So Camden is a borough in northwest London and is very, very close to the centre of London. But despite the area being so close to the rich centre of the capital, in the last few years, the war in the area has been going brazy. So historically, unlike neighbouring areas like Islington and Brent, Camden's beef situation hasn't been as active as others. But this all changed around 2016, when a man from Camden called Merce had his watch stolen from another man from another area in Camden. After this, there was some back and forth, which resulted in a big rivalry in the borough, literally between groups of kids that grew up together. One side being gangs built up from a few estates in Camden.
Imagine you growing up with a nigga, bro, in that.
Groups of kids, bro. There's a lot of crash dummying involved in these, bro.
I'm telling you, man. Some niggas just pure pressure, man. But hey,
nah, for real though, yeah.
That's the reality of things, bro, because they live through that.
From the Peckwater estate, the QC gang, which were from a road in Camden called Queen's Crescent, and Combo, which is a gang made up from an estate called Regent's Park in Cumberland Market. They linked up together and called themselves 51st, due to their postcodes being in NW1 and NW5, which is where the 5 and the 1 come from. And from the other side of the feud, we have a gang called Active Gang, where some people may know from their songs, and they're from the Agar Grove estate in Camden. And Active Gang are affiliated with another gang called CT1 and NRB, which they all linked up and called themselves 71st. And just like that, the war was now on between 51st and 71st over this watch being stolen. So Camden is actually home to a big Somalian community, with a big portion of them residing in Agar Grove, which is the territory of the 71st. Such a big community that the majority of 71st members are actually Somalian. And if you watch one of my previous videos on Mali Strip, Somalian people are people you don't want to be messing with.
Facts,
bro.
They rolling groups too.
Them Somalians be tight even in the USA, man.
I'm trying to tell you, man. You mess with one of them, hey, you mess with a whole gang of them.
Them Somalians different. Hey, shout out to my man AB, man. He know.
Early. In 2017, two members of the AG gang, which represent 71st, executed a triple shooting on 3 51st members. Two of the members ran to a nearby hospital, but while hospital staff was treating the two members, they also called police to the hospital to investigate the situation. Once the two realised the police was called, they didn't even care about their treatment anymore, and attempted to run out of the hospital while still having bullet wounds lodged in them. But the police ended up detaining them.
These niggas so
The reason they wanted to run was because all three members are actually wanted for suspicion of grievous bodily harm, which all three were eventually arrested for. Now, of course, 51st weren't happy about this triple shooting, and they were trying to get it back in blood. So they went lurking on the Agar Grove estate and shot a rival in the face with a shotgun. The rival actually managed to survive.
Wait, hold on. I know he going kind of fast, but holy shit. Imagine being wounded, bro, and still wanting to dip, because you don't want to deal with the popos,
and he got shot in the head too?
A lot of niggas live getting shot in the head.
But he wanted to run.
Now, bro, so I'm not having it. I'm skedaddle. What you telling me?
What the?
They don't say come get it back in blood, huh?
But this beef really kicked off in a situation that wasn't even linked to both of the gangs. So on February 2017, a 16-year-old girl had an Airbnb party in Kensington, West London. You know those type of parties
16?
where a girl invites 7 different types of gangs and asks people to leave their beef at home? Yeah, one of those. So at this party, there were
never
people
end well
all
too,
over London there. But a few uninvited guests tried to pull up to the party. One of these people
That's how you instigate some shit. It always be over a female. The Trojan War, remember that.
Nah, dead ass.
Being a boy from 51st called Dotty and his friend, who pulled up to the party with a gun and knife looking for trouble. But the night turned left for Dotty and his friend, and ended up with Dotty being chased down by 20 young boys. And when the boys stabbed him 13 times.
Wait, that's the actual video.
That's a whole team,
with 4 16-year-old boys from Hackney and Tottenham.
Ugly as shit.
So 51st were mad about the situation, obviously. Like, their member Dotty.
Stay out ugly ass in school, bro.
Man, y'all bad.
He was just stabbed to death.
That's crazy.
They were out trying to get revenge. So they went out for revenge in a stolen BMW and travelled all the way from Camden, northwest London, to Hackney in East London, and then to Tottenham in North London, because that's where the people who killed Dotty were from. But they ended up finding no one from both areas. But they weren't trying to go home without spilling some blood first. So 51st went all the way back to Camden to look for 71st members, and found an affiliate member of 71st called AK and killed him. But they weren't done there.
Damn.
They were riding for a whole nother 2 hours looking for more 71st.
Bro, doesn't look a day over 17, bro.
Nah, these kids is young too, boy.
Got so much potential in their life, bro. Just
and found the 71st member called Mitch's little brother. Mitch's little brother attempted to run into a cab and begged the driver to drive him to safety, but the driver refused to move, and he was dragged out the cab and stabbed to death by 51st members. All within 2 hours.
Imagine that, bro. You get kicked out and then you get
6 members
killed.
were sentenced to life for these murders. Then on September 4th, 2017, a member from 51st called Flips and the older brother of the second boy who died that night called Mitch bumped into each other on Hampstead Road in Camden and started getting into a little altercation, which ended with Flips stabbing Mitch in his arm, neck and back, leaving the knife lodged into Mitch's bones and murdering him. An undercover policeman just happened to witness this whole situation and ran down Flips and arrested him. And now Flips is serving 17 years to life for this murder. After this, the beef in Camden went under some serious investigation by police, and members from all sides started to get taken down for conspiracies, firearms and drug charges. And the beef started to die down a bit. But then 2019 hit, and quite a lot of the members that were locked up started to come out. And taking in consideration that 51st members, just before everyone started going to prison, and killed 3 71st members. 71st members started coming out of prison on some demon time, and were most definitely looking for revenge with no warnings. The first signs that 71st was really back was
looking for revenge.
wait, so you mean to tell me that all this shit started because of Stolen Watch?
Yeah, that's what this shit all stems
all
from.
summer 16. Do them dirty, not clean.
on a cold Tuesday in February. 1 AM in the morning, a 51st member called Gxng was walking past the Sainsbury's in Camden when a 4x4 crashed into him and several 71st members jumped out on him like a pack of wolves, stabbing him repeatedly in his head and body, leaving him literally paralysed and not being able to walk. But that wasn't enough for 71st members. They wanted someone dead for their friends. So on April 1st, 2019, a suspected member of 51st called C. Miz and his cousin were walking down Grafton Road in Gospel Oak, Camden, when 4 71st members jumped out a stolen black car and started chasing them. C. Miz and his cousin split up, but unfortunately the men who jumped out the car locked onto C. Miz, and C. Miz ended up dropping to the ground when the 71st members started to stab him repeatedly with machetes and then run from the scene. The 71st members made a song.
Bro out here getting pickaxe, bro.
Look what he named the song. Look what he named the song.
Back to gang arms.
Congo.
Damn.
Bro, hey, don't get us involved in this, man. We ain't had nothing to do with it. That's Somalia, right?
Is that the Somali flag?
I don't think
Y'all let us know in the comment section.
I don't know.
Song called Congo, and the reason why they called it Congo is because C. Miz was actually a refugee from Congo after him and his family fled the war from over there. And members repeatedly in their songs say that they get their weed from Congo, not Cali, pretty much just trying to say that they're smoking on. As I said before,
niggas, this is.
Nigga, we from the motherland, you know what I'm saying? And we do got that good pack, but hey, man. He did disrespect right there, bro.
Bro said,
I don't know if he showed love or disrespect, man. Y'all let us know in the comments.
no, that was disrespect because he's saying like we smoking you.
Majority
nigga,
of
like.
these 71st members are
he
Somali.
showed love to us
So
'cause
after all
our
this,
weed
there
is
was
good.
news going about in Camden that 51st members are out on the lurk, and any Somalian they see they're killing.
Heard some really strong intelligence that there is going to be revenge for Calvin's killing, and his friends have literally said they are going to go out and kill any Somali in retaliation. So I just want to make
That's what I'm saying, like retaliation, because they were saying like we smoking on
who's 24
boy.
years old, and basically we strongly suspect they're going to go out tonight and kill a Somali.
Which is probably a bit of a
that's what I'm
stretch.
saying, bro.
On
They
the other
disrespect,
hand,
man.
71st members kept saying that they're warring with Jadids, which is basically the Somalian word for West African people. Because you have to remember, despite Somalians being dark-skinned and African, a lot of Somalians don't really see themselves the same as other black people. So this was kind of turning into a race war between Somalian and black people in Camden, which is just...
Well, y'all black, man. Come on, man. Like,
We gonna turn around and say it's the white man's fault.
was Somali did they get colonized? I don't know if they did.
I don't know. Cause I do listen to a lot of British rappers. They do be talking about a lot of racist shit. I mean, you know, like how like the white man's racist and all that stuff, but bruh, always the same.
It's all wrong for so many reasons. But 71st weren't happy enough with the killing of C-Miz. They wanted to spill more blood. So August 12, 2019, 6 members started circling the estates of 51st members in a stolen Ford Fiesta and a stolen Seat. When they spotted 16-year-old culprit and other members coming out of a restaurant around 10:30 p.m. Culprit and other members ran to a nearby set of blocks near Euston Road. But 71st members found them later on that night, and 3 members jumped out and chased them down, catching up to the 16-year-old 51st member called Culprit. Culprit was running for his life and literally screaming for help, banging on neighbors' doors to let him in.
Ain't no lie, bro. Got on Adidas and Nike, bro.
Man, that shit was, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit was warranted, bro. Like, y'all gotta understand, bro. You play with fire, bro. That shit gonna come right back.
Come back, yeah.
Burn your shit.
Bro.
You can't half-ass this shit, bro.
So you
like,
could escape his attackers. But when the 71st members caught up to him, 2 71st members held him, while a 3rd member repeatedly pushed a 1-foot-long zombie killing knife through his chest while it was coming out of his back. And when the 71st members were done, the killers were said to be running away after, laughing hysterically, which is what bystanders said. And Culprit, he was just any normal kid from London. He was talented at football and even had trials for Southampton Football Club, but started getting involved in a local gang and brushed aside his football, and unfortunately became a victim of the street.
Crash dummy, bro.
That's what I'm, bro, man.
And just little kids out here dying, man.
Niggas is crash dummies, man. Like I said, man.
Like,
You niggas, hey, you can't play with this life, bro. Unfortunately, bro. It is what it is.
51st were now looking for revenge on their recent L's, and there were many stabbings
you see that Congolese shit?
And early on in September, there was a case of 3 killings.
That's in reference to them killing that other
One of
Congolese
these
dude.
being a man from a completely different area all the way in East London, but unfortunately he was walking at the wrong place at the wrong time. So he was actually walking on Queen's Crescent Estate, which is a hotspot for 51st members, and was shot and killed in a drive-by, being mistaken for a 51st member. Just an hour before, another woman was stabbed to death just a few hundred meters. And 4 days later, a 71st member called Nuts was stabbed to death by a gang of 51st members with machetes outside one of the busiest areas in London, Camden Tube Station. And for the longest, a lot of people didn't even know all this stuff was going on until a 71st member called Suspect started jumping on the drill scene, calling himself the Camden Grim Reaper, and releasing some of the most disrespectful tunes towards his ops. So much that police take down pretty much any song that the gang uploads, which really started to bring some attention to what's happening down there, and definitely got the attention of me, especially a song from Suspect called Dugout, which is probably one of the most disrespectful songs I've ever heard, and really makes you deep how tapped this whole beef is. In one of his lines, he says,
"Same place we used to play runouts, is the same place his chest got dug out. Same place I was telling you play out, is the same place I'm telling you come out."
Which really
damn, bro.
Y'all boys got.
You said you started from back, like, so you said same place I used to tell you to play out. Damn, bro.
It be your own homies type shit, bro. That's crazy.
Makes you think, damn, these guys were close friends at one time, and now they're trying to kill each other. All stemming from a little small altercation that happened a couple years back. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video, and peace out.
Hey, man, y'all go watch them. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. I ain't got too much to say, bro.
Alright, man.
They crazy down there.
They crazy, yeah, for real.
Shit.
Hey, y'all know what to do, man. Like, subscribe, share.
Never stop prospering.
Never stop prospering, man.